Hi folks, welcome to another episode of Pre-Club Edge. Remember, I'll be on air tonight from 10 o'clock with another Club Edge show on Edge Radio Scotland, playing you Scotland's fresh mix. You can listen through our website at edgeradio.co.uk, through the Radio Max app, or through your smart speaker. But first, it gives me great pleasure to introduce my next guest. This is for episode 4. He's the frontman of Sequence 369 and SavonA. Give it up for Gareth GBH Lynch.
All right, Trips.
How we doing? All right? I'm good, my man. How are you?
Aye, all right. Just been working in that, so just plodding away.
So, if you're working, I presume you're a key worker, or?
I work in a place that's it's a hire equipment hire place. We've been supplying stuff to the Louisa Jordan Hospital, so we've just been busy.
And can I just ask, first of all, what does GBH mean? I hope it doesn't mean grievous bodily harm.
What do you think it does? It was actually a few years ago. This shows you how long ago when this. I was actually my username on MSN. Shout out MSN.
Oh, aye. It's like Bebo.
It's Gareth Boy, BHOY, because I've got Irish descendancy and I'm a Celtic fan. And I just took the G from the B and H.
I see. Right, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Aye, a lot of people tend to think it's grievous bodily harm.
You were known for getting a bit chubbing folk or something. I don't
know. You take the boy out of Maryhill, you can't take the Maryhill out of the boy.
Is that where you're from? Aye.
Aye.
Maryhill boy. So obviously hailing from Glasgow. And your main project now is the band you're in. Can you tell us about the band, the name of the band, if for MD hasn't seen you before or the band and know about their music? What kind of stuff do you play?
Well, it's hard to put us in a genre. We're called Sequence 369. If you want to search that on Facebook, Twitter, and all the usual places. So we're called Sequence 369, and the music, it's meant to be genre defying because the bassist who started the band, Gareth, is for a punk background. He was in anarcho bands and stuff all through the 80s and stuff. Get Jimbo McKellar on lead guitar, previously for the Media Wheelers and stuff. So he's kind of a rock background. Keris Alexandra on rhythm guitar. She's a kind of rock chick as well, but she dabbled in like dance, doing DJ stuff and all that. And the drummer's Kev, who loves his hip hop, but played in 9 Bullets with Eck all the years, and he just loves music, just loves hitting the skins. And obviously I'm for a hip hop background, so we try not to kind of pigeonhole ourselves. And so if you like, we've got an album out there now called Gate Fever. If you want to buy it or check it, I'll put links in the description when I share this and stuff. Just through PayPal, we've not done anything online with it yet. We're just doing physical copies because we spent a lot of money making sure that the physical product was something good and tangible. And so we've got an album now called Gate Fever, and you can check that on the links. I'll post links in that for anybody that's interested.
And with any plans maybe to have that on the usual streaming services like Spotify and
I think we want to just kind of recoup a wee bit of the recording money by doing physicals and see how, just to gauge how well it would be, because and then we'll put it on kind of Spotify and Apple Music and all that.
So how did the title for that album come about?
We were out doing a photo shoot with a guy for the Scotsman. Can't even remember the boy's name, to be fair. Shout out him anyway if he's watching. But we went and done a photo shoot over in kind of St Mungo's Cathedral and all that, and we were talking about all the different sort of ornate gates that we're all about, and we were talking about getting Gate Fever because it took that long to kind of build all the songs and then get recording. So we had Gate Fever to release it, and so that's how
it stuck. And how long was the process to get the album together? How many songs does it comprise of?
It's actually only got 7 songs, which is a lot of people say is quite small for a small amount for an album. But every one of them are a different genre, a different vibe. I'm not always rapping kind of frontman style. There's a couple of songs where I take a back seat and let Gareth and Jimbo take vocal duties as well. So we're all kind of interacting, mixing styles and genres. And,
I mean, it might not. Would you say, it'd be fair to say, the first kind of band that comes to mind, that kind of how you've described it, would be like Linkin Park, where it's the kind of rock, and then they do a bit of hip hop as well, new metal.
A lot of people have kind of likened us to Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, stuff like that. Somebody actually said if Eminem and Rage Against the Machine had a baby and it brought an album out, that's just what it would sound like. Which is
all right, I thought you were going to say if they two had a baby, it would look like yourself. I thought I was like, well, maybe.
God forbid. Don't
I take it, is Eminem one of your inspirations? I mean, he's one of them. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Lucky to see him live a few times. He's just, the guy's phenomenal when it comes to lyrics. And I mean, that tune it's out there now, Godzilla. That, I mean, the speed in which he, raps those words, I can't keep up.
His verse on Lucky You with Joyner Lucas is just, the first time I heard that, I was like, my face was melting. I was just like, what? I love his pen game, just can't be messed with. I mean, a lot of people say he's past it now and he's not the artist he used to be and stuff, but no, his pen game and that can't be messed with. Brilliant.
Just got a wee visitor in the background there.
Yeah.
You saying hello? He's away. That's the second time he's done that during an interview. It's like that. Did you see that? I think it was a guy, he was getting interviewed by the BBC News or something like that, and then his Wayne's come in the background and all that, and then I think the nanny, his wife, came in and dragged the Wayne's by the legs and dragged him out.
The beauty of live broadcasting, isn't it?
Oh, that's that. You never know what's going to happen. I suppose that keeps it interesting. So, so how did you meet the other band members?
It was actually years ago. A pal of mine, Stacey Weir, our maiden name was. We were on the boat at Loch Lomond. Mark McGee had put on the Loch Lomond boat party, and where it was 2 rooms, DJs, live sets and all that, and me and my man Mackenzie were playing it, and I got talking to Stacey, and she's like, "Oh, my future husband is he's in a band now, and he really loves your rap, and he says he wants to start a band with 1, maybe 2 rappers in it, and would you go up for it?" I said, "Aye, why not?" And it kind of took like maybe 2 years for it to kind of come to fruition. He was already in a band. I was doing soul hip hop stuff, and I was also working my ways at the time in SavonA. But that was kind of a bit part, and the SavonA stuff was just kind of starting to pick up, and we were out gigging all the time, so it was kind of like wasn't quite ready to happen. So we waited a wee while, and then when his missus fell pregnant, and so it kind of opened the door for a wee lull in the SavonA stuff, and for Sequence 369 kind of pick up and start being productive and stuff.
And so you've mentioned SavonA there. So Wes, I take it he's in the band. Anyone else in the band? What kind of music is that you playing with the SavonA lads?
SavonA is a 3-piece. I mean, it's had a few lineup changes. It started off, it was just Wes, a banjo player named Ram, and a violin player named Pablo. And they had a sort of country folky sort of sound about them because of the banjo. And that evolved for a wee while into I don't, you'll know who I'm talking about. Zoe in the band, the Australian family.
Oh, I think so. Aye.
They kind of joined us because Ram and Pablo had to go away for a year working. Ram went to India and Pablo went to Southampton, I think. And so they went away for a year. And so when we were going to Tuts to play Sunday Song Club or any of the other open mic stuff that Mick Hargan runs, shout out Mick Hargan, so we kind of just they kind of joined us, and we joined them, and we did gigs together. And we played some really good stuff, and then Pablo came back, and we've not really seen much of Ram, and so I've just kind of took in that. I've just kind of jumped into that hole and filled that space, and so it's now like me. It's mostly me, Wes, and Pablo, and it's like I dare say it's kind of indie hip hop, because it's like it's indie because Wes is for that sort of background. He loves his Stone Roses, his Oasis, and Neil Gallagher and all that kind of stuff, and obviously I'm rapping, so it's a genre blurring thing, which I love because it's different. Do you know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah, how long have you been rapping? And
I've been rapping about 12 years. I think it's 12 years this year. I kind of started in 2008. But before that, I used to produce Gabba, which is really, really hard dance, like techno, hardcore stuff. Shouts to my boys Mark Dope Cavan and Andre Golby. That's who we used to produce this really, really heat bagging hardcore stuff. And,
is that right? Is that harder than? Is that harder than your like Mauro Picotto and Tiesto kind of stuff? Is it
a lot harder? It's more along the lines of like Industrial Strength and Lenny D and Paul Elstat and stuff like that. It's really, really good.
All right. So what happened? How did you come away from that kind of genre of music? Was it just kind of change with the times type of thing?
I was at college with Mark and Andre, and I met a guy called Robert Adams, shout out Adamson, and we just started messing about in the studio, just laying down some stuff, and then I applied for this a kind of workshop based collective thing, where it started in London, and they've done a Glasgow contingent here, and they just picked, they auditioned 30 people to come together, collab and mixed genres and all that. So there was no specific, it wasn't just singer-songwriters, or it was everything, beatboxers, pianists, saxophone players, and they all go together, and we took like a month or so and made an album. And I met a boy called Louis for a band called Hector Berserk for Glasgow, and we were at a writing workshop, and he says he liked some of the stuff I wrote, and asked me if I wanted to get into writing some raps. And I had never wrote a rap. I love my hip hop, but I'd never wrote a rap. And so he got me to write, and the first time that I ever sparked lyrics was 2008 Christmas Eve in the City Nook Centre food court, and the place is absolutely heaving. And Louis just puts a phone on the table and goes, "Right, go tell us what you've got." And I'm like, "What? Rabbit in the headlights." I was absolutely bricking it, and that was the start of it. And then once I got there, I mean, that was like a wee baptism of fire for being in a crowded room, putting lyrics out.
So it's a Scottish version of 5 Mile. But in a kind of slightly smaller stage. But I could imagine you would feel a bit nervous at anything when you do it for the first time. It's
definitely
no matter which stage it is.
I mean, for it to be Christmas Eve, you can imagine how packed the place was. You know what I mean? Everybody last minute shopping and all that, and I was like, absolutely purple.
And can you remember what you rapped? What was the
it was a tune that I've never ever released, called "My Life in My Veins," and it was really, really basic rhyming. There was no wordplay. It wasn't punchline heavy. None of that. It was just like, it was more like poetry. I was kind of saying, do you know what I mean? It wasn't wordsmith. It wasn't lyricism. It wasn't as intricate as I am now, because obviously all the years I've just practiced and honed my craft.
So that's like you do something long enough, you become good at it. So would you say you've sharpened up your tools, if you like, and your how would you kind of rate yourself in terms of a lyricist and as a rapper? And be as honest as you can if you think.
That's a really difficult question, because I don't know how to compete myself really, but I think obviously all the years we practice and that, I've definitely got better, and I've worked with some incredible artists, other rappers, collabing and stuff, other Scottish hip hop artists and that, and obviously I know a lot of really good musicians as well. But God, to critique myself, I don't know. I mean, like I would consider myself quite well regarded in the Scottish hip hop circles, which is really niche. Do you know what I mean? It's not getting good radio play. The Scottish media doesn't cover it much, but in hip hop circles in Glasgow and in Scotland, I'm quite well received, I would say. Aye.
Tell us more about the Scottish hip hop scene. Is it mainly in Glasgow, or is it kind of dotted around all the other towns and cities?
I've seen in just about every city, but Glasgow is Glasgow and Edinburgh have got really good flourishing scenes, but it's everywhere in Scotland. I mean, there's guys in Inverness and Falkirk and Stirling and all that. I mean, there's people from everywhere doing it, and it is a bit of a niche market, but I think it just needs a light shone on it, really. It doesn't get anywhere near the coverage it should. And there's a hell of a lot of talent.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but certainly my mates and any listeners will probably be aware that I'm a big Example fan, and he's releasing a rap album. It's due for release at the end of May, I think. These Nights Last for Days, I think that's what it's called, but it's a rap album, so he's kind of getting back to his roots because he kind of mixed in a bit of kind of rap with a kind of electronic kind of a music, but he's kind of getting back to that. So I'm looking forward to actually listening to that. Obviously, you're into a bit of rapping. You might want to listen to that as well, So I've got a question, right? I always forget this. If you've got a question for Gareth, just post it below in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to ask Gareth the questions. I've got a question for Scott. He says he asks us every week, and that's probably true. What's the best and worst thing about what you do?
The best and worst thing? Well, I think obviously the best thing would be the production of music and the. I mean, I love live stuff, but also love recording as well. But just being productive and working also doing solo stuff, but working with other artists. I just love being creative and making music. I think the worst thing is probably not getting enough kind of attention or kind of hype about it. Because like you work your behind off and you get 100 plays on SoundCloud. You're like, why are people not listening, man? And then I think the worst thing about it is when you hear like nursery rhymes on Radio 1 and people are like ripping off old songs and it's blatant, and you're like, I've sat and bled out a page for like a month writing this song, and there's a guy doing Baba Black Sheep to EDM on Radio 1, and you're just like, what? So I think that's probably the worst.
So I think yourself, there's a lot of talented artists in Glasgow and about Scotland, and I think there isn't really a platform, certainly in Scotland, for them. So you never know what's round the corner. I think if somebody could do that, that would maybe be a good thing. Just to give these people, a chance. I mean, we are a great nation in terms of songwriters. I mean, Lewis Capaldi's killing it now. We've got so many really good artists that have come out of Scotland for your oldies. For Rod Stewart and Paolo Nutini, things like that. So.
Aye. I mean, we're not a UNESCO city of music for nothing. There's always been great talent here, and I think, like you said, it needs more attention. And
absolutely,
I think the media is English biased, sort of, take it away. Just don't know why they overlook us, but obviously it's especially in hip hop terms anyway. Like Scotland was kind of really overlooked in recent years, but it's definitely took a climb in the last.
And Scotland probably hails the best rapper of all time, and Robert Burns. You know what I mean? He was a poet.
The original.
He was the original Eminem. We've got a quick question for Chris Mack. I have to ask you when you're going to do a duet with Boy. Who's Boy?
Oh, it's Boy, I think he means.
Hench boy.
With Mackie's son, I think he means.
Oh, with his boy, right? Okay.
I don't know if you know him, wee Dean Mack. I don't know if you've been to Tuts recently or seen any of his live streams.
I think I know who he is. Aye.
He's only 13, and he's absolutely awesome, my boy. He's got a right sort of Cooks sort of sound about him, and really talented. He didn't play guitar for like right at the start and stuff. And he's got a brilliant wee studio set up in his house, and he's been bashing out the songs. And it's good to see youngsters. You'll know yourself, doing King Tuts. It's brilliant to watch youngsters, because I know I wasn't doing stuff like that. But I'll get a wee collab with Dean soon. As soon as this lockdown stuff's finished.
There you go, Chris. Hope that answers your question. Maybe even, don't know, Facebook him. You could maybe do a bit of live, a bit of streaming. Maybe
Mackie all day, man. I've known Mackie all my life, just about. We grew up Mary Hall together, and did a lot of crazy things like youngsters do, and lived a lot of mental memories together. Went to school with him and his wife Lorraine. Shout out to them, man.
A lot of shout outs today, but you carry on, mate. You can give as many shout outs you want. So we've got Ross Black, he's asking you, and apparently you're the only one that will get this. He's asking what happens when the lights go out. I don't know. It's probably not safe to answer that one.
No, it's actually it's a wee ode to one of my tunes. It's called "Till the Lights Go Out," and Revel shot the video for that, and for a tune that I'm going to do later on called "Time for Change." He shot both the videos for them, and he wasn't even doing videography really, and he asked if he could. I think he'd shot one music video for a guy called ED, and I liked it, and he's like, "Oh, if anybody's looking for music videos, hit me up." I hit him up, and we ended up doing two together. I shout out to Revel, Ross Revel Black.
Is it Ross Revel Black? Shout out to you, my man. And what we'll do is, if you can continue posting your questions on the comment section below, and if you're ready, Gareth, we could you can show the people your skills and give us a wee rap.
Aye, no bother. We'll just get levels and stuff sorted. So nice. That was actually nice timing that Revel commented and asked a question, because I'll actually be Time for Change. If my computer wants to play the game. He's
just said that hope you're keeping well, and he's away to smash the TikToks.
He's check him out on TikTok. He's actually quite funny. He's been doing some mad crazy TikToks. I don't know. I don't get the hype about it, but each to
there's a lot of people doing it. There's usually lip syncing to like voice, kind of voiceovers, or
having a wee technical issue here with this computer. It's an absolute dinosaur. Just carry on with the questions, when the beat kicks in.
No bother, you can just stay here. So what's been your favourite gig today? Where is, performance-wise and that, and just buzzing after it?
I think, God, there's been so many. I loved playing Eden Festival with Wes. Twice we've played Eden Festival, and I loved that.
Where's that?
It's Dumfries and Galloway sort of way. We played it. Wes applied for it as a solo singer-songwriter, and then we were kind of working on stuff, and then he got the email back saying, "Do you want to play?" We went to play the first year and then get invited back. So that was brilliant. It was good. I've not really been to or played many festivals, so it was good to share that with him, and it takes SavonA to a festival. Do you know what I mean?
So was it one of these camping festivals? Were you able to camp out?
We didn't camp. We just went up for the day and played and left again. It ends up too messy. King Tut's main stage, played Oran Moore, played Webster's Theatre. That was a good tune. It's a big church at Kelvin Hall Underground. There's been so many though, because I love playing hip-hop gigs. Shout out to Steg G. Love playing Butter, which happens, it was monthly, then it's kind of bi-weekly, and McCool's in Glasgow.
Mm-hmm. So I think, is that your daughter? She's saying, hi, Dad, Beth Ewing.
Aye, hi, Beth. Love you, princess. Aye, that's my daughter. My oldest daughter, she's 21.
Is that Beth? She's 21, is she?
Aye.
Have you got any other kids? Is it just Beth?
I've got four. Got Beth, she's got two wee brothers, Gareth and Martin. And with my missus and now, we've got a wee daughter called Tia as well. I think you might have met her at King Tut's one day.
How old's Tia now?
8. She'll be 9 in September.
And how are you as a family coping with the lockdown? I know it's...
Aye, well, we've been all right. Like I say, I've been working, so I've just been doing the strict cleaning regime before I come in the house and stuff. My missus has been off on the furlough scheme, and obviously the schools are shut and stuff. Tia's been wonderful. I mean, it's kind of hard for kids because they love. I mean, Tia loves school. She absolutely loves school, and the first few days she was demented. She's going, how can I not go to school? But you've just got to kind of try and occupy them. So she's been playing Fortnite with her pals on PlayStation. She's been sitting in her room, FaceTiming her mates and that, and just trying to keep afloat. You know what I mean?
It's hard for all ways now, isn't it? Doesn't matter what age. It's hard for everybody now. But if you're stuck in the house pretty much every day, it's hard going, you know. So how's things going? Have you sorted the technical difficulties out yet? Or?
No, I'm watching a spinning icon, the spinning circle of death.
So obviously the Glasgow scene, which you're kind of involved in, is doing quite well. Just what it was doing quite well before the lockdown. Who would you say is the kind of most exciting new talent, emerging talent that's that you've seen perform or shared the stage with?
There's a whole bunch. Shout outs to wee Connor Fife. He's amazing. I can never play the wee guy highly enough. He's absolutely incredible.
Funnily enough, he's on next week.
I make sure you tune in to watch that because the boy's absolutely incredible, man. I watch all his live streams, the range of songs and his guitar playing, his singing, everything about him is just comes correct. You know what I mean? And his wee partner in crime, Robin Ashcroft, she's incredible. I know. We Kerr James, he was on Britain's Got Talent and that,
Mm-hmm.
And but there's so many. So like, if you want to see young up and coming artists, come down to Tuts on a Sunday, but obviously once all this is on Monday. But there's really some brilliant Waynes play down there on a Sunday. Wee boy Sam Baird, he's only like 9 or something, and he's playing stuff like the Beatles and all that. Where did we find you, man? And we know Quinn as well. There's loads of them though. There's shout out everybody.
I know there's that many. There's that many of them, and they all start off young, and then they get a wee bit older, and they just get a wee bit more recognition. And I mean, young Connor, he's played some amount of gigs, and if you haven't seen him, you'll be able to catch him soon because he'll either be doing a live stream or he'll be gigging somewhere, you know. But
get him on here.
He's booked for next week, and then the week after that'll be Mick Hargan, the Godfather, the boss, the Govan Don. So he'll be on a couple of weeks after Connor. So there's some cracking guests coming up there. Are you able to do as a wee rap without the beats, or do you really need the beat? Or?
No, I can do.
Right.
I'll do time for changing, right? When a stopwatch doesn't cost lots, that's time for change. I've not forgotten what I lost. That's the price I paid. The sights I've gained on nights exchange to help to light the way. I squinch towards a brighter day because it's time for change. To coin a phrase, I'm buying into the choice of change, modifying noise and range until my voice is strained, speaking bluntly when confronted by a pointless blade. Now I've adjusted those, I trusted to avoid the cage, varieties, spice of life, so I'm making alterations behind the bars of observation. I employ connotations, my voice is awakened, who revise the choices I'm making, so the point I'm raising is you should avoid occasions, map it out, plot a course and find some fresh direction. Taking action isn't taxing, it's a self-assessment. Looking back, I think I'm actually a better person. Second guessing while I served a sentence, learning lessons. I short changed myself, but now my balance is invigorated. Reasoning me rhymes, so my circumstances mitigated. I paid the proper price for actions that were instigated, even when my past was liberated. Passion can't be imitated. When I stopwatch doesn't cost lots, that's time for change. I've not forgotten what I lost, that's the price I paid. The sights I've gained on nights of strange help to light the way. I squints towards a brighter day because it's time for change. Write a new chapter in an old book with a broken spine. I punch a free air with a closed fist and an open mind. Adjust the lens and see the world with my vision focused right. Now the choice is only mine to close my door at night. I'm not looking for a wishbone, I only need a backbone, tiptoeing on a thin blue line that people can't phone. Absence and fondness combined have seen my heart grown, so they need me back home on the streets of sandstone. Times a broken link separating me from chains and shackles. Hammer blows to my freedom seem to break the gavel. Remove the monkey from my back because my cage is rattled. Now the way I travel is a flaming arrow on the straight and narrow. Capsized, lost at sea, now back where I ought to be. Stepping in the right direction, now I'm walking free. Still got to beat a lot to see. I promise no one's stopping me. Unlock my own potential and release me from the lock and key. When a stopwatch doesn't cost lots, that's time for change. I've not forgotten what I lost, that's the price I paid. The sights I've gained on nights of strange help to light the way. I squints towards a brighter day because it's time for change.
Superb, my man. Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that. That's brilliant.
And that's, like I say, Revel shot the video for it. Actually up at Berlini's Berlini prison.
Right.
I just got out because I actually wrote it in prison.
Well, there you go, mate. Superb. And obviously, is that on YouTube, the video for that?
I take it. I just type GBH, time for change.
I'll check that out later on, and I'll post the link for it on this thread, so it's easy access for everyone. That was brilliant, superb, my man.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of cover songs, what do you normally play if you're covering a tune?
I don't do covers.
You don't at all?
No, I don't ever do covers. And
right.
Wes is the same sort of cloth, cut for the same cloth as well. Don't do covers. I think there's a lot to be said about writing your own stuff and keeping it original and sharing your own creative process with people. Do you know what I mean?
That's class. No, well, on that note, tell us about the song called "Green or Blue Don't Matter." This is a song written with Wes, I believe, with SavonA. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
So like I was saying about SavonA, we're a trio. So it's me doing the rapping, Wes on singer-songwriter duties, and violin played by Pablo. And it's a song about Glasgow, but obviously ingrained in Glasgow is it's all from football culture. So there's always a negative light about it. No matter where, I mean, if you're watching it in England or whatever, there's always the sectarianism thing. So we wanted to write a song that portrayed Glasgow, but also had a message in it. So it's called Green or Blue Don't Matter, obviously pertaining to Celtic Rangers. It's just, Wes started writing it based on, I've got an old tune called Glaswegian Life, which you'll find on YouTube or a SoundCloud or that as well. And Wes just took the chords for it, rejigged them a wee bit, and came up with a chorus. And then I wrote some raps. All my punchlines and stuff, all my similes in it are what to do with stuff that's blue or green. So like where the sky meets the grass, cannabis and Valium, it's green and blue, do you know what I mean? So so kind of led towards that. And I think it's got a really good message because a lot of people think that Celtic Rangers fans can get on, which Wes is a Rangers fan and I'm a Celtic fan, so it's good that way, you know.
So you've banned that taboo out the window with that. I see there, and I was looking forward to this festival, but it didn't go ahead. But I believe you were going to have a hip hop tent at the Fourth Side Festival. This was a new festival that popped up in Stirling. It should have been happening last May, but I think just due to poor ticket sales and just the kind of current climate we're in, and there's that many festivals and folk competing in that. It ended up not going ahead, but I was quite looking forward to that myself. I was planning coming along, and well, I take it you were quite sad about that.
I was absolutely gutted. Shout out to Sui for Stop the Clocks. He was the man organising it with Caroline, I can't remember her second name, and they had all set it up. Excuse me. And how it came about was I had seen that he was starting up a festival, and he was doing it through his, I think it's his uni dissertation. And he thought, why don't I just put on a whole festival? So he had like Mark Morris, is it Bluetones, Undertones? He had a load of good acts all playing, and he had it all booked and sort of stuff. And I messaged him, just says, any chance of a set? And he said, well, we've not got any hip hop. He said, let me get back to you. So he came back to me a couple of days later and says, do you want to run a stage rather than just do a set? I was like, hi, of course. And with the network of rappers and stuff that I know, I was just like, I can do that, no bother. I put on a smashing tent, and so I set about trying to organise, and I had a great lineup organised for it. I had Empress, which is one of the best female MCs in Scotland. I had Soup and the Kryptonites, myself, Kamihami, Haffy, Fife, loads of good acts were all playing. And
I've seen that Soup to the Kryptonites. I've seen that name quite a lot, but I haven't seen them. Are they good? Yeah.
They're awesome. They're like a ska reggae folk band. They've got a 6-piece brass section. They're absolutely awesome. Jay's absolutely incredible MC and can just start a party in an empty room. He's brilliant. But I was really gutted when that never went ahead. It was just due to funding. All the authorities wanted a hell of a lot of money because obviously the logistics of it and all that, policing it, putting on, health and safety wise, putting on ambulances, the waste management thing and all that. It was a lot. I mean, shout out to again, obviously, it was a big project to try and pull off. And like you said, there wasn't a lot of interest because I think people were scared to, it's a new festival, I'm not too sure. And but it would have been amazing. And if James wants to get in touch about kind of running it again once all this is well.
Because this round about that time last year, I was actually working up in Stirling, so I'd clocked the site and all that, and even took a wee drive around just to see where it was and that. But it was a wee field, but it was been big enough for a wee festival. Certainly one that was would have kicked off. But no, it was sad to hear that get cancelled. Just as it was sad, I heard recently, just Saturday there, the Lofi Studios closed its doors for the last time. Was that? And obviously a lot.
Their album, man. That's where Sequence 369 was born. Big Ek is Mally with John that runs it, or did run it. And we go in there and practice every Sunday. And that's where we recorded our album with Luigi Pasquini.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw at the weekend there that it was closing. And I was like, it's like a football team losing its home ground. It's like it's melancholy, you know. It's obviously going to be a good memory for us in years to come and stuff. But it's sad to see that Lo-Fi and also Seven West was like a sister studio, and that's shut as well. I think that's up in the hill somewhere.
All right, it's sad to hear that. Just hope maybe somebody else can take it on once this, the lockdown things go back to normal. Hopefully, someone else can take them on and they'll be back up and running. Maybe under new management. But see the band name Sequence 369. Where does that actually come from?
Ek, the bassist, actually had an idea for the band to be called S369, just because if you Google the number, like the sequence of numbers 369, it's sort of do with like Nikola Tesla and opening up your mind and all that, and it's got links to like pyramids and stuff, and is
that like the third eye and all that kind of stuff, is it?
And the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio and all that. I'm not going to bore these going into it because I hear talk about it all night. There's so much content, but if he's are interested in stuff like that, like Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, all that, go and Google that stuff because it's really, really interesting.
So, and if anybody's want to listen to any of your music, they can get that in SoundCloud. How will they find you in SoundCloud? Is it just literally GBH or is it under the band names?
No, it's my solo hip hop stuff's under GBH, and I'll post links again in the thread. This kind of solo hip hop stuff and collabs that I do with other hip hop artists is all in there. I've got an EP with my man Steely Oscar and Gareth called Expletive to the Wine. That's on Bandcamp. I'll post links to that as well. The SavonA stuff and Sequence 369 videos you can find on my YouTube, which is GBH as well, which I'll post links to as well. But if you want to buy a physical album, just shoot me a message and I'll give you PayPal details and you'll get a really, really beautifully packaged physical product with lovely wee book telling you about the band and some lovely artwork and stuff in it. It's brilliant.
I'll definitely get that off you, mate. So hang around after this and I'll speak to you. So see, before we get you to finish off with another song, I've got a bunch of daft questions to ask you. So just a kind of like a quick fire round type thing. So just give us quick answers. First thing that comes to your head. So here we go. What do you think of garden gnomes?
They're small.
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be and why?
An oak tree because it's strong.
Good answer. If you won 10 million in the lottery, what would you do with it?
Probably splurge it on my wains and madness.
Are you a hunter or a gatherer?
Hunter.
What was the last gift you gave someone?
Last gift?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last gift I gave someone? Well, I'll give my pal a tracksuit.
There you go. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Definitely a dog, just because I'm a dog person. I'd like to be a big pitbull or something.
Nice one. And if you wrote an autobiography, what would you call
it? God, that's a hard question. God, I don't know.
I know I'm putting you in the spot with these ones.
Inner Thoughts of an Outsider, which is actually the name of my second album.
Oh, I like that.
I've always liked that title.
Inner Thoughts of an Outsider. I like that. You better cooperate that, I might steal it. Describe your life using film titles.
God, that's a hard question. Using film titles?
Or even just a film title that would describe your life.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Right, you're in death row. What would be your last meal?
Do you mean the record label or actual death row? What would be my last meal? Creamy garlic parmesan chicken.
All right, nice. That's what you would. That'd be your last meal. Superb. All right. Before we finish up, I just want to say, obviously, thanks, Gareth, for coming on, having a wee chat there. I hope folk are go and check out your material on SoundCloud, YouTube. Obviously, you can purchase the hard copy of their album as well. Gate Fever. That's for Sequence 369. And you'll finish off with a wee tune, I'm sure. And just to let you know as well, we're doing an extra episode this weekend. So tomorrow I'm doing another pre-Club Edge, this time with Maya Brown and her band, The End of Everything, who are releasing their debut single tomorrow. So we'll talk a little bit about that and speak to Maya, see how she's getting on and all the rest of it. So no, we've got some cracking guests coming up in the near future. And as I say, once again, thanks, Gareth, for coming on.
Cheers for having me.
Nice chatting to you. So, what song are you going to finish off for us tonight?
Go to a tune called Trevor Sharrett White. I think I'm still having technical difficulties, so I'll just do it a cappella again.
Okay, my man.
Ideal, but, my computer's an absolute dinosaur.
Well, I'll try and get you on it further down the line. We'll get you to maybe once you get upgrade that computer or something. We'll get you sorted.
Aye, definitely.
All right, so here's GBH with Trevor Sharrett White.
A man I know who went by the name of Trevor Sharrett White, typical Glaswegian guy, about a decade past his prime. Looked as if he'd had a heavy, barren life. Told me he never had a wife, but was eccentric and well-liked. Shone brighter than any stars at night. The over-elegant archetype, the envy of his archetype, sharp-edged as a carving knife. Retracing trains of thought on the bending tracks of life. The destination's unknown, but the tunnel's end has a light. An eventful Glasgow night would end after a fight, where he neglected smarter sight with evident snap and spite. Pig-headedly aimed his anger at the best part of his life. Should have held with all his might, made an eternal happy wife. Now he sits and reminisces about early parts at night. Etched hard in his life, he's certain that it scarred his mind, evident in the hardest times, when life's an endless dark incline or a perilous pantomime. His regret he tries to hide, bursting with tension, heart and pride, reversing back the time, learned lessons, standing time, well versed in laughter lines, reversing back the time, feeding the empty appetite of Mr. Trevor Sharrett White. From a male or female perspective, it's the same when you look at this. Life's roller coaster bumps were born with youthful exuberance. In truth, he was stupid. Looking back in his foolishness, a boy became a man. A stupid kid learned what he should have did. Naivety and jealousy clouded up the bigger picture. Now his dreams are paintings defined by brush strokes in the mixture. And he wished he was with her because his instincts are injured, because she's the only true love he ever wanted to live for. They were once childhood sweethearts, cathartic, hardly parted in that part, cast a lasting magic. But the love story had a limit, like when you stretch an elastic, he made a snap decision, mad and erratic. He let her away, mistakes are there to be made. Tears smeared the telephone directory page, feedback bleeding from the messages tape, an answer machine reacting behind the empty face. He hesitated when he should have went with his face. He's admitted plenty of his mistakes. He calls just to tell her straight. He calls just to tell her that he loves her. But Trevor didn't ring quick enough. She's already engaged. Cheers.
Nice one, my man. Brilliant.
Thanks.
Superb. Definitely. Right. Thanks for coming on. Great chatting to you. Remember, folks,